Hey Lex community, it's Terramaster, and today we are finally starting the July regular Speed Duel Tournament that we had in our Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy Discord, which, as always, will be linked in the description below for you to join. We actually just announced our August Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel Tournament yesterday, so I'm going to put up a little graphic of that. So you can join and you can sign up for that right now. At the posting of this video, you have 5 days to do so. So let's get into the first top 4 match that I'm going to show from the July Speed Duel Tournament. And here we have 2 of the top players in the online Speed Duel community is Tetra and ArtLeQuint. And Tetra has the Discord of his own, which will be linked in the description below as well. And let's get right into the match. Rock, paper, scissors. Tetra wins the rock, paper, scissors, and he will most likely indeed choose to go second. So we have Tetra playing the Dark Moth here, as you can see with the Allure of Darkness and the Moth, and we have ArtLeQuint playing a deck that I really like and is making his first appearance on this channel, which is Twisted Warriors. So not a burn deck, but a warrior beatdown deck using Twisted Personality. Let's see how well it does against the top deck of the format. So he's going to set Command Knight and triple back row, pass turnover. Allure of Darkness comes down from Tetra. He will draw 2, banish that new Doria, set 2, and pass turnover. Now Tetra may have sort of bricked here as he drew both moths, but with the Parasite he can still activate Cocoon as long as he has any insect in his deck. So let's see what happens here. ArtLeQuint, it seems, will just pass as Zoma comes out during the end phase. Zoma will go ahead and swing into that face down monster, and he hits it with the Nightmare Reel, but gets countered by a Dust Tornado. But it doesn't matter, it's a Command Knight anyway. I wonder why he chose to try to Nightmare Reel the Zoma. Maybe it was to see if a Dust Tornado would get baited out, but he really didn't need to do that there. Maybe he didn't want to face up monster for there to be a Parasite target. That's probably what it was. He will draw and set a Zoma of his own. Parasite will come down on Command Knight. Exactly. This is exactly what ArtLeQuint was trying to avoid when he didn't want his Command Knight to flip face up. However, he will activate Zoma here at the end phase as Tetra decided not to activate Cocoon and merely left his Parasite Paranoid on equipped. Now, I'm not sure whether he equipped it onto the Zoma, his own Zoma, or whether he equipped it onto Command Knight. Let's see, Zoma tries to crash into Zoma here to avoid all damage. And that gets blocked by a Nightmare Reel, which will start doing his burn damage. Now he does activate Cocoon of Ultra Revolution, so it was on the Command Knight. You wouldn't Parasite your own monster until it was like an immediate benefit to you. Here goes that Parasite back in the deck, draw a card. Now he wants to draw another one in order to use that Moth in his hand. Zoma will try to crash into Gearfried for 1800 burn, gets locked up. And when that Moth attacks, here comes that spicy card, Prideful Roar. That does 300 damage, because what Prideful Roar does is, as you saw, Art played a lot of life points there. So you will pay life points equal to the attack difference between the monsters battling. And then your monster gains that much attack plus 300. So essentially it makes your monster stronger than your opponent's monster by 300 no matter what, as long as you have the life points to pay for it. So, and the reason that works so well with this deck is because it gives 2 counters to Twisted Personality. The first for the cost of the card, and the second for the 300 damage that occurs as a result of that battle. And that is so good. It's a double benefit. It's such great synergy with the skill. I personally have really come to like this deck recently as I've seen Art play it in more than one tournament now. So he will go ahead and use Twisted Personality to pop that Nightmare Reel. Gearfried will swing in to destroy that Parasite. Zoma will try to crash into Zoma, but there's another Nightmare Reel. There's another Zoma. And this time he has potential lethal with the Zoma crashing into Gearfried. However, there's another Nightmare Reel. We've got look at this. Hey, we've got a full playset of Nightmare Reels and Zomas on the field right now. And the burn damage only helps as a double burn damage from 2 Nightmare Reels really helps Art here, as Twisted Personality will go ahead and pop that Nightmare Wheel, but he will put both his monsters into defense so that no matter how that Zoma is destroyed by battle, he'll take damage equal to whatever killed it, which even if it's Newdoria would be 1200, which is kind of puts him in a danger zone right now. And the Gear Freed in defense mode is in order to stop the crash. Here comes another Zoma, so we could potentially have 4 Zomas on the field here if something doesn't give here. So here comes a singular Nightmare Wheel burn damage since one of them got Dust Tornadoed off. And here comes another Zoma as Command Knight will also drop down. The other Nightmare Wheel Zoma is tributed off for a Gaps, forcing everything into attack mode. Tetra will go in with Zoma on Zoma. He will go in with Gap on Command Knight and the second Prideful Roar. 600 LP, 300 damage, Twisted Personality. Twister comes out, Twisting Personality. And he's going to activate it to try to snipe off Sphere Karibo, but will he hit it? Indeed, he will hit it. And the Twisted Personality does indeed hit that Sphere. Would be lethal then. And here we go, game 2. That was actually a really cool match, and really cool to see sort of an upset there with a not very well-known deck beat the top deck of the format. Anyway, so we have a Gear Freed set 2, we have an Allure of Darkness, we have a T set here, and a couple more sets here from Art. Interesting, he chose not to summon the Blade Knight, and here's where he's kind of playing around the Parasite by not giving him a target, because Gear Freed is a target, yes, but with Gear Freed, the Parasite immediately gets popped, and you only get the Moth from your hand if you even have it. So he will do that during the end phase as well as Zoma, and then he will put that Parasite back to draw another one. He will go ahead and Lava Golem, and then he will use Zoma to try to go for that Lava Golem OTK. However, Art did have the Twister there to take out the Zoma. So Tetra will choose not to attack the Lava Golem with the Moth, because Lava Golem being on the field actually does more damage. However, it does give Art a counter, which he would have done anyway, even if he would have used the battle damage, would have given him a counter anyway. But he does Nightmare Wheel the Moth in the draw phase in order to do 500 more burn damage to get 3 counters to pop the Moth, and then Lava Golem has a chance to bring him down to mere 500, and he does that because the Nightmare Wheel he tried to stop it with does get hit with Twister. So now Tetra's in real danger mode. Could Moth actually lose in top 4 here to a very cool, very different sort of deck that we hadn't seen yet? Nope, of course, he top decks Parasite. He's going to Cocoon that Lava Golem, and he's going to win game 2. The good Parasite players always have Parasite when they need it most. It's the law of speed duels. Anybody who breaks the law is not a good Parasite player. Anyway, game 3, here we go. Tetra will set 2 and YOLO activate the Allure of Darkness. Discards 3, but puts that Parasite back and draws 1, sets it, and passes turn over. Now, ArtLeQuint has a more aggressive sort of deck with all his big warriors, so he's got to feel like he's at an advantage to push here, especially with Gear Freed and 3 back row. However, Tetra did have the Nightmare Wheel. He does take 500, does do 500 damage to Art here, but end phase Zoma comes out, takes out that Dekoichi. Gear Freed will be normal summoned and swing for 1800. And Zoma comes out in end phase and he does Twister. I'm surprised he didn't actually go ahead and Twister that Nightmare Wheel to try to get 1800 damage in. But he was maybe saving it for something just like that Zoma, and it's worked out very well. Now let's see what Tetra chooses to do here. His Nightmare Wheel does do 500 more damage to Art. He's taking his time to think. He will go ahead and give him Lava Golem, and then Parasite that Lava Golem to summon Moth. That Lava Golem tech is actually so good by Tetra, and it's coming so clutch in this duel. However, Art did have 3 counters at that point, and as Tetra could not kill that Gear Freed or chose not to, Art did go ahead and pop that Moth. However, that Nightmare Wheel is still preventing that Gear Freed from attacking and slowly burning Art down. A Newdoria comes and gets set face down. However, Art will activate Nightmare Wheel to lock it face down, and then he will choose not to actually use his snipe ability. So let's see. He will activate Parasite because he top decked the Parasite Moth combo. Unbelievable. Good players will always draw this combo. And ArtLeQuint has no answers as his face downs are Prideful Roar and Zoma. Zoma won't stop the attack. He does not have enough to pay for the Prideful Roar. So ArtLeQuint was very close, and Tetra, like a good Moth player, had the combo when he needed the combo, and that's it. So Moth wins again, but man oh man, this was us discovering a new deck that is potentially extremely good and can compete, as you just saw, as it almost won against one of the best Speed Duel players, which is Tetra playing the best Speed Duel deck, which is Dark Moth. I will bring you the next top 4 match soon. Terramaster out.